Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Sunday. This is Devils After Dark, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio studios here in beautiful New Jersey, and Scotty's beautiful one-bedroom apartment in beautiful Beverly Hills, California. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network. Devils getting blown out 6-1 tonight in Winnipeg. No annexation, but, well, they did get a goal there. Better late than never. Scotty, I'm a little concerned here.
You sound like the way the Devils played this evening, Samuel. You seem a little all over the place, not ready to go. I don't know what's happening there.
I feel like I'm disheveled. I'm gonna schedule a haircut on Wednesday and maybe just hit the hard reset button. You know, when the Devils are doing well, you don't want to change anything. You don't want to, change the mojo, the routine, all that kind of stuff. Even if I look like a slob, hey, if they're winning, I'll be a slob till they start losing. But right now,
okay.
I think it's no need for panicking. But let's get through the unhappy Devils recap. Please spare me a lot of the details because it was very uninspiring again.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, Sam Wu. This is the first game where I stopped taking notes right there in the second period after that penalty shot. I was just like, wow, this team literally just does not have it tonight. I do realize that they got in at like 3:30 in the morning, and they looked like a team that got in at 3:30 in the morning and had 0 Z's on the night. And after, tell you the truth, I really wasn't even all that impressed with the Chicago game. They ended up putting up a six-pack, but to me, they let the Blackhawks stay in that game much longer than I really expected them to. And with Mackenzie Blackwood, again, we've mentioned it before, when he let up 3 goals on 17 shots last night. He comes into the third here, and he gives up 2 on 6 shots. So it's I don't know what's going on over there, but let's talk about it. What was this game number? Was it 77 or 78? What are we on here? 77. There were no changes in the lineup. Vanacek was in there. Road game up there in Winnipeg, and I will say probably the thing I liked most about this game, Samu, are those slick Winnipeg Jets unis. Woo, baby! I love those. I'm not a big fan of the ones with like the plane and this little star thing happening or whatever. Is that a maple leaf? I don't even know. But those old school Jets jerseys bring me back to those. Man, how many goals did Teemu Selanne have there in that rookie season? Did he have like 70, 76? That's what I thought, man.
Something like that.
Whenever I see those Jets throwbacks, that's immediately what I start thinking about. Is that run with Teemu and all the goal celebrations that he used to have back in the day and everything like that. Those are some slick alternate jerseys, I got to say.
Yeah.
For me, that was probably the highlight of the game. It didn't start off too well. You can see right from the get-go, Vanacek was going to have to be really, really on point. Dougie, what the hell was he doing there? In the beginning of the game, he tries to bat down a puck, completely, airballs it. It goes right in between his legs, and Niederreyer's got the gas going already and goes right around him, does a little forehand, backhand, forehand, and luckily, Vitek came up with a huge leg save over there. After that, Jesper Bratt had a nice redirect. Severson put the pass towards the center. Jesper Bratt had a nice redirect, but after that, it was just basically downhill for the Devils. They had a couple of nice opportunities there in the first, but the rest of it was just the Jets outplaying them. It started with Dougie, again, leaving Ehlers wide open in the slot. Siegenthaler is playing Wheeler on the boards. The puck is right there. Why did Dougie peel off and go try to put all the D-men there on the boards? It left Ehlers wide open. You saw Boquist skating back to try and get there, but he was not even close. It wasn't even close. He's wide open in the slot. I don't understand that. That was the first goal of the game there, and I could tell right from there. I was like, this is gonna be a bad one. This is gonna be a bad one. The second goal was right after a power play. This was Niederreiter's right after the power play expired. And Vanacek got the first shot, but he was unable to get the rebound, which kind of got bounced right over to Niederreiter, who was parked in front of the net. Nobody covered him. So, I don't know. Vanacek had some nice saves. He stopped Shifley on a partial breakaway when he got past Ryan Graves. Vanacek closed the 5-hole over there. Nico almost had a goal at the end of the first period, shorthanded. Him and Haula went on a 2-on-1 break, and he put a whizzer, but Hellebuck came up huge with a glove save. Like, it was literally, like, they were smart, though. I got to give them credit about this. Haula and Nico was smart, because a lot of times what do you see? Those shorthanded 2-on-1 breaks, if you miss the net or if a rebound gets kicked out really far by the goaltender, you're going to have an odd man rush going the other direction. So Nico held on to it to the very last possible moment, and he just let a laser beam go, but Hellebuck just stuck the glove out there, and, he was able to snag it. A couple of weak calls on both sides from the officials in that first period, but the Devils just looked tired. They looked tired. Second half of a back-to-back, getting in at 3:30 in the morning, it definitely looked about. It looked it. And then the penalty shot for Barron there in the, at 2:24 the second period. Again, kind of a weak call. Kind of looked like, I think it was Severson who was defending on that one. I don't know if Barron was in a clear and straight path. They were kind of neck and neck the entire way down there. I don't know how that one was really called a penalty shot. There's some bad calls there by the officials. There was a weak tripping call there in the first, and I can't remember what was that first penalty that they called that was kind of like meh. Oh yeah, that holding call against Sharon Govich. The Siegenthaler high sticking. Okay, I get you on that one. But yeah. No. That was Sandberg who had the holding call against Sharon Govich, which was kind of meh. And then Eric Haula tripped up Ehlers, which was also kind of like, And then that penalty shot, Damon and Barron were neck and neck. A penalty shot is got to be like the offensive player's got to be completely alone going towards the net there, one-on-one with the goaltender. It gets yanked down from behind. Could I see them calling a penalty? Yes. Penalty shot? I don't know. Obviously, they did. Barron scored his 8th at 2:42 of the second, and that was the last note I took right there on this game. I was just like, well, I can see where this one is going. Usually, we know our boys are the comeback kids. They've been overtaken by Toronto. They are now the second best comeback team in the NHL. But you could just tell that they were off tonight. They just looked a step slower. They looked like a team that got in at 3:30 in the morning. But also, I'm not going to lie, when I was catching up after getting home late last night, I was watching that Blackhawks game against the Devils, and I'm like, man, they are really letting this Chicago team hang around. A Chicago team, that's putting old Joey Anderson out there in the lineup, who got waived today. Oh, poor Joey, former Devil over there. But, I mean, who does Chicago really have? I mean, John Taze came back. He's playing on the fourth line. It's his first game back in forever. They've traded away basically their entire team. Seth Jones must be like, oh, man, what did I sign myself up for over here? But still, like, Chicago was hanging around and keeping it tight. And then it was kind of like, a little later in the second period when the Devils finally turned it on a little bit more. But I thought that would have been a game that they just kind of just wiped the floor with Chicago, who I think literally is now the worst team in the league. I think San Jose, I have to look. Someone could probably correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that they are the absolute worst team in the league. Yes, they are. Oh, San Jose's got 59 points. Anaheim and Columbus got 56, and the Blackhawks got 54. Oof, Anaheim with a minus 121 goal differential. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's tough over there. But still, Devils kind of let them hang around a little bit. I was a little surprised by that. And today was just, man, it just sucked. There's no other way around it. Vanacek made some good saves, but he got hung out to dry, I feel like, on some of these as well. Blackwood comes in. I didn't even realize Blackwood came in. I'm not gonna lie. I started doing dishes because I had like a pile of dishes over here that I needed to get through. I just turned the volume up really loud, and I was kind of listening because you could just tell that they weren't gonna have that big comeback today. This is the first game all season where I checked out like it was a game from like a few years ago, where we're like, oh boy, here we go. Yeah. That's what it felt like today. It was just a sludge, and not like good sludge metal. You know, I'm talking just a sludge in a bad way, like sewer sludge, like they were skating in cement. Kind of deal there, Sam Wu. I mean, it was just, it was bad. It was bad. It really was. The Jets had full control of this game throughout the entire game. Hellebuck, he made some good saves, but was he overly tested? I don't know if you could say that. He made a couple really nice saves though in the first period, but then the Devils just completely ran out of gas. Blackwood comes in the third, promptly gives up, 2 goals on 6 shots. He gives up a lot of goals on very limited. The Devils seem to not give up as many shots when he plays, but he still gives up those goals. Like, I was surprised. I looked. The Blackhawks only had, 17? No, how many shots did they have last night? I gotta look here real quick. Yeah, they had 17 shots, and he gave up 3 goals. That's not a very good save percentage right there. I don't know. That guy scares me. I know he scares a lot of you out there on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Twitter Live, Twitch. Forgot to say hello to everybody. Hello. Craptastic game tonight. Thanks for joining us anyway on this Sunday extravaganza. But yeah, Blackwood, man, he just scares me. He scares me so much.
Scotty, he sucks. Let's not sugarcoat it right now. I mean, he's not good. And Schmidt was my guy. Schmidt was my 1A. Vanacek was my 1B. I think, they have to play Blackwood at this point.
Ooh. Did you see Ted's comment over here?
What's that?
The Jets won on a Sunday. That doesn't happen very often. Ooh. Ooh. Teddy.
Wow.
That's a good one, though.
That's the line of the day.
That is really the line of the day right there. If you got jokes, put them in the chat because we need some cheering up right now. So
Yeah.
I'm a Giants fan. I think we're all Giants fans on this podcast. Actually,
yeah. Actually, Nick Villano, the 4 of us are all Giants fans on the Sunday edition, but Nick Villano is actually a Patriots fan.
Oh, okay.
And obviously,
but no,
Vinny is a Chicago Bears
fan. Wolf, go take your pick there. Jets or Bears? Oh boy, right now, oh man. That's trouble all around over there. But, yeah, that was a good one, though. But there's really not much to talk about in this game. I mean, it wasn't pretty. The Devils didn't play good. The captain made a last-ditch effort right there at the end of the game to keep the non-shutout streak alive. I think the Devils are the only team in the league who haven't been shut out yet this season.
I think you're right.
Are the Bruins? Is it also the Bruins? Or I think it might just be the Devils who haven't been shut out so far this season.
Yeah.
So the captain keeps that streak alive with 13 seconds to go, by the way.
I mean, that is a positive.
Toronto as well? Okay, Toronto and the Devils. Okay. And what was that? Yeah, I mean, Nico's not going to – he's the captain, and you know how Nico plays. He's never going to give up. So if you want one nice moment from this, Jack Hughes hit 50 assists on the year. He's at 90 points now? Yep. So he's six off from Eliash's team record. At least that was a power play goal. Nico is 31st. Everything that he does is a new career high for him. Bratt got his 37th assist, so he's creeping up and should surpass last year's, what did he have, 72 or 73 points last year? I can't remember off the top of my head.
73.
But I think he had 73, and I think he's at 68 or so now. I think he's around 68. So it's looking like he should, at least get to or exceed last year's total. Yeah, and Jackie Boy is now at 90. 90 points, 6 off from Mr. Eliash's team record of 96. Will he be able to make a little magic happen here in these last few games? We shall see. I mean, they do have Pittsburgh, who's reeling right now. On Tuesday, then they got Columbus, who is, but then we got Boston. You got Buffalo. Man, how about those Sabres?
Yeah,
they beat the Devs, and then they beat the Rangers, man. They're not giving up. And then they got Devils close the season with the Caps. We got three home games, two road games left. 5 of them. So we'll see if Jackie Boy can get to that total or surpass. It's definitely within reach. It's within reach, depending on how they play. If they actually show up, and I understand, is the second end, the back end of a back-to-back, road back-to-back, getting in very, very late. But this was no bueno tonight. This was, as soon as the first period was done, you could see that team was out of gas. Out of gas. And Sam Wu and I have talked Beer Baron off the ledge many a times during this season, where the Devils might be down a couple goals, and Beer Baron will be like, it's over. And Sam will chime in and say, not with this team. But today, it was over. After that penalty shot, this bad boy was over.
This kind of is deja vu of 2021 with Damon Severson butt puck. It was just another.
I still don't think that was a penalty shot, though. I mean, Damon was. It could have been a penalty, but they were really neck and neck. It wasn't like Barron was on a complete and utter break. I don't think you can look at that and say that was like a complete and utter break to the goaltender. And I don't know about you. Well, I guess everyone there in Jersey had. I'm sure Dano was probably flipping out. I had it on the NHL network out here. Yeah, so I got the TSN broadcast. But even Bruce Boudreau in the intermissions was like, I'm not sure how that was a penalty shot. And I think he actually called out the officials on those 2 penalties in the first period as well, saying there were weak calls.
Well,
and I know one of them was for us, but one of them was against us too. And I don't like those weak calls like that.
Yeah. Well, Scotty, it's concerning because 2 desperate teams, the Islanders and the Winnipeg Jets.
The Walking Dead tonight. Good job, Ariel. I like that. They were The Walking Dead tonight. It's Sunday night, so
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sam. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just what happened when the Devils played the Islanders on Monday, last Monday, and they just and this game. What did the Islanders beat them? 5-1, and they lose this
Something
game
like that. Yeah.
6-1. These are playoff-bound teams or on the bubble.
Yeah.
These are teams that are going to just do everything they can to win. This is a playoff like simulation game, and the Devils didn't do well. Now against the Rangers, they did a lot better. Matter of fact, I thought they had a great game against the Rangers. Against Chicago, I agree with your assessment, Scotty. I mean, heck, they're the Chicago Blackhawks. They're not doing very well. And the fact of the matter is, you're right. The Blackhawks were neck and neck with them and actually had the lead against the Devils in the second period before the Devils decided to show up. I understand, okay, they got in late. I understand all the excuses, but in the playoffs, it doesn't matter whether you get in late or whatever. You still have to perform. And I thought the Devils' performance was lackadaisical. I'll use the same word I did on Monday, uninspiring. And if you notice the last 2 minutes there, the Devils realizing that, hey, you know what, we're about to get shut out here. They threw everything they had at Hellebuck, and they eventually scored. Why? Because when their backs to the wall and they really need something done, they go out and do it, which is great. But I just think that this team is concurrently learning on the fly. They've never been in this situation before, most of the players, because they are so young. And it is going to be, these are the kind of growing pains to be expected. But I wouldn't blame Vanacek on this one. I think Dougie Hamilton has a lot to be blamed. I mean, he's a $9 million a year guy. We can point fingers at him. And also,
I will say Joseph Lanham pointed out, I thought Kevin Ball actually, he didn't look so bad today either. He's been solid in there on defense. I will give him that. But I agree 100% with Sam Wu. Dougie, I don't know what he was doing on that first play where he just completely whiffed trying to bat the puck down and let Niederreiter go right around him, and then leaving Ehlers alone in the slot like that to put just two men on the puck when you can't do that when someone is standing right there next to you. You can't leave them wide open like that unless Boquist is already back, but he wasn't.
Or, hey, the guy's a threat behind the net. Let's quadruple team that one player, Dougie Hamilton. It was just a bad game. It was a bad game. But what troubles me is they had the same bad game in the similar situation with the Islanders, which is a team that's trying to solidify their spot in the playoffs. They're on the bubbles. Same with Winnipeg. They're on the bubble. And the Devils got blown out by both teams, both on the road. I will say though, the Islanders game, they definitely had a lot more effort. There were also 2 empty net goals in the Islanders game. And Sorokin really, he had a number of shots that were just, the Devils actually played, I feel like, that game. This one, after the first period, it was just toast. That is true.
The result, very similar, but I felt like in the Islanders game, they got a lot more quality chances on Sorokin, and he just stoned them basically, and didn't let anything by. I thought he had a stellar game, and there were 2 empty netters in the Islanders game. I can see a difference between this, obviously the outcome, and the fact that they're both playoff bubble teams, because this is what you're going to have to face. Listen, a Connor Hellebuck, a Sorokin, these are guys that can steal you a playoff series. They may not be able to go all the way to the cup because it'll catch up, but they can steal a series from someone without a doubt. What are you thinking, Samu?
I think on the plane ride back, if I was Lindy, I'd be chewing every player out.
I hope so.
I mean, again, I don't like the excuses. I know Bill Spaulding, mentioned it, on air about, they got in at what, I don't know, 3:30 a.m. in the morning or whatever.
Stephen Engel. A flounder's no fluke. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Ariel's taking away their dinner for the night. Just water on the plane ride. No Gato and chill tonight, boys. Just water.
I wouldn't even give them water at this point.
You wouldn't even give them water?
No. Why? Why? They didn't show up tonight. What do they even need water for?
Oh, man. And by the way, Mark, we'll call it gridiron. I think that's what Mark was saying. He didn't know what football was because in England and Europe that's soccer. So we'll call it gridiron for you.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in the States, we have our own things that we say,
Mark. Marshall, can I have a beer, Coach? Can I have a beer? No beer for you.
Hey, Lindy, can I have some water?
Hey, Lindy,
at least.
Can you at least give me a water? How about like a bottled water?
How about water down
No, Sam was like, you can have tap. That's it. Not even Britted. Just straight tap water for you. Man, they played like crap tonight. And they didn't play that well last night either. So, I get it. It's coming down to the end of the season. These guys are tired a little bit. But they got to get ready. Because these teams are going to be hungry going into the playoffs. And right now, you lost a chance to keep up with not only the Hurricanes, but now the Rangers are only 3 points behind. The Canes still have one game in hand, and they beat the Icelanders earlier. And actually, I forgot. Man, look at Florida. They got 85 points. Pittsburgh's got 86. The Icelanders got 87. Woo! That's going to be a tight race there. But, yeah, you got the Pens coming in on Tuesday. Man, they're going to be hungry for points. They need them.
They do.
The Pens have been a very hot and cold team all season long, but when you have those cagey veterans like a Crosby, like a Malkin, like a Letang, we talked about it look at the Tampa Bay Lightning now. They were just kind of like, and they've turned it on. And Pittsburgh's going to do the same thing coming in on Tuesday. I hope the Devils are awake and ready to go for that. Because Pittsburgh's going to come out swinging. So I hope they get some rest on this plane ride home. And really take a look in the mirror. Because these last two games were not good. Not good. Even the Chicago game winning 6-3, it wasn't a strong performance. Like Sam Wu says, Chicago, was in that game through the second period. I mean, that should have been lights out from the get-go, in my opinion. I know I'm not playing in the National right now myself, but, you know, a team that bad who's traded basically everybody away, and your only legitimate threat just is coming back from injury, who didn't even know if he was going to make it back, was wondering about retiring, and you let them hang around halfway through the game? Those are teams you got to harpoon early on and sit them down. And Winnipeg, man, they took it to us tonight. They saw a tired team, and they pounced. You got to hand it to them.
They did.
They didn't let the Devils get back into this. They kept the pedal on the metal. 2 goals each period. That's what the Devils, that's that killer instinct that the Devils need, that they're kind of, you know, we've seen at times, but not consistently yet. And again, listen, the schedule makers kind of sucks. Devils play a lot of back-to-backs late in the season. Not easy. I get that. And flying out of Chicago, although Winnipeg is like just north of Chicago, right? It's not that far. I have to think of my Canadian geography over here. But I believe it's north of, right? I think it's just north of Chicago. It's not that far. Still sucks though. Plane ride, getting into the hotel at 3:30. You're going to be sluggish. I get it. But they're a young team. They should be able to, boom. They should have a lot of energy. They got 104 points on the season. You should be pumped, boys. 2-hour flight. Thank you, Max.
Yeah, I just checked.
Yes, Canada is north. Thank you, Corbin. Yes.
It's 863 miles away from Chicago, Winnipeg.
Okay. So, yeah, about a 2-hour flight.
13-hour
Maybe even
drive.
less.
13-hour drive.
Depends on, you know, how O'Hare Airport is. But, yeah, it sucks. Schedule makers didn't do the Devils any favors. A lot of back-to-backs at the end of the season. Feels like every Saturday and Sunday they've been playing recently. Haven't had a lot of time to practice. Haven't had a lot of times for off days and for rest and stuff like that. So, but that's playing in the NHL. So they need to definitely get their rest tonight. I'm sure they're flying back. Like Sam said, Lindy should only give them tap water on the plane. No beers, no whiskey, no vodka, no nothing. Remove the meal. Maybe they can get one of those little bags of pretzels each. You know, maybe we'll give them a little bag of pretzels each. And think about what they did tonight. But if I'm Lindy Ruff, yeah, I'm laying into these guys. I'll let Coach Ruff decide. Maybe he thinks they're too tired. Maybe whatever. He wants to give them a little break or whatever. But at some point or another, he has got to lay into them a little bit, because these last 2 games were not good. If they weren't playing the way they played last night, if they were playing Winnipeg even last night, they would have got smoked. They only came through that because Chicago is terrible right now. It was a bad weekend for Devils hockey. And I hope they look at that, analyze it, and say, hey, that is unacceptable. We cannot do that again. No matter how tough it is to play in these circumstances, we are at the most elite level in the world. We play in the National, the NHL. There's nowhere better. And we got to go out there and put on a better performance. As a 104-point team who's trying to get positioning and needs to keep pace with the Hurricanes and the Rangers, we need to go out there and put on a better performance. Because if they were playing a team like the Panthers or the Sabres or the Islanders or the Penguins on Saturday, they would have lost. They would have lost both of these games. So that's some tough stuff right there. Max is going to put the Devils on a budget rent-a-plane while Lindy takes the the charter flight back.
Kind of like
no Wawa, no tail ham, no bagels, no premium sauce, nothing.
Kind of like in Major League. Remember Major League when they had that
plane.
Hey, it's a movie reference. I know.
Hey, good job, Sam Wu.
Yeah, we gotta stop coddling these guys. Yeah.
And Selecta, you're right. They gotta get their rest. Ariel, yeah, the schedule makers really did them no favors this year.
Well, do you remember back in '94 that schedule? That schedule was ridiculous. Devils had 17 back-to-back games. The Rangers only had 8. No wonder they won the division that year and the President's Trophy. Only 8.
Add a screaming baby to the budget rent play. Oh, Max, you were born in '94. Oh, man, do I feel old.
I was 16.
I was 14. Oh, man.
I'm older than you.
We are old.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Sam. You're even older, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty old. I actually tweeted out, the picture of my friend from high school. I hadn't seen in 30 years, and Paul Marino, John Marino's dad, and some of the people that were tweeting back, they thought I was old. They thought I was a lot younger.
Well, there you go.
I mean, I act like a child, but
And Mark, it's not Italian sausage. It's High-Talian sausage. That's how you go. Got that High-Talian sausage there. The premium High-Talian sausage. Oh, wait. Over there at the Rock.
Mark.
Or the old Brendan Byrne Continental Airlines Arena in Jersey. Oh, wait.
Oh, my goodness. Max, your comment.
Without a CPAP. Oh, man.
Let me tell you something. I'll tell you a story. The worst, and Mrs. Wu can attest to this. The worst I've ever had on a flight was on our honeymoon. We went to Australia, and over the Pacific Ocean, there was a family, Australian family, but they had been in Montreal. I think they had like 7 or 8 kids, young. One was a real infant, and it was just screaming kids. One kid spit on me, by the way, and I had to yell at him, and the father felt bad. And then I remember an hour before we were about to land, I see the father's white shirt was covered in ketchup, food, because of all of his bratty kids. The floor of the plane was covered with Cheerios, crackers. It was a complete mess. Yeah, maybe I'm not describing it as well, but that's probably the worst I've ever seen on a flight.
I was in Australia for 6 months, so I did that flight. It was something else, man. From New York to Cali to Sydney, then down to Melbourne. It was quite a trip over there. Whew.
Hey,
I didn't have a kid. I didn't have a kid spit on me, but it was still a long.
Oh, I yelled back, and the father just profusely, to his credit, was apologizing. I was like, I don't care. I remember you saying, I don't care about screaming kids. I like kids. I don't care about this. I don't care about the food on the floor. But spitting on me, that's over the line.
Oh, man. Well, I'm almost afraid to say let's get to you versus Woo right now, Sam Woo, because I don't think anyone's going to have any wonderful score predictions for today. I don't know if anyone's getting any points. If anyone picked the Devils to win 1-0 today, I don't know if that's going to happen. But let's get to our score predictions over here. It'd be funny if the players could have read all the fan comments about the flight back. Yeah.
You never know.
Drinking only tap water. Warm tap water as well. No ice. No ice in there.
Yeah, no Wi-Fi either.
No Wi-Fi.
No Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Take the Wi-Fi from them.
Yeah. They're not allowed to watch movies or anything like that. No music.
They're only
you just sit there and you think about what you did. Oh, and listen to the screaming babies and no CPAP snore. That's what we got going on over here. Oh man. But yeah, let's get to some you versus Woo right now. I don't think anyone's gonna get any points tonight on this game, but we will ask anyway. Sam, what did Mr. Vinny Parisi have for his score prediction this evening?
I have, you know what, to tell you the truth, I forgot to record it.
You forgot to?
Yeah.
All right. Well, poor Vinny. I'm sure he didn't have 1-0 Devils or 6-1 Jets. So I'm going to say it's safe to assume that Vinny got no points tonight. How about you, Sam? What was your score prediction?
6-1 Jets.
No, 6-1 Jets. That's what you had there. Yeah.
No, I had 6-2. I had 6-2 Devils actually. So
okay. All
so
right.
I was close, but just completely opposite. Oh, Vinny had 6-3 according to the
Vinny had 6-3. Prediction pain. Ariel's going.
Rocky.
Oh, yeah. What was Mr. T's? What was his name?
Clubber Lang.
I can't remember.
Don't
Clubber
you know
Lang.
anything?
That's right.
Don't you know anything about movies? Come on.
Oh man, how can I forget Clubber Lang? My prediction is pain.
You know what I think this Devils team needs to do? They need to divert their flight and go to Siberia like Rocky and start training.
No, and start training.
Yeah, training before the Pittsburgh Penguins game.
Drago from the top of the mountain and stuff. Lifting the wagon with all the managers. There.
helping the locals, take their wagon, stuck in the snow.
What does Paulie say to him? He's like, "Hey, Rock, remember when I said I would do anything to trade places with you? Forget it." Thanks, Paul. Drago!
He's not a machine. He's a man. You heard him.
Oh, there's no easy way out. Or was that Rocky 3?
No. That was it when he was in his Ferrari.
I was in the Ferrari. That's Rocky
or Lamborghini,
3, right?
Or was
no?
it a Lambo? Was it a Lambo? No, it was Rocky 4.
I can't remember.
It's Rocky 4.
That was was that Rocky 4?
Yeah, it was this whole montage of him and Apollo. When they were.
Oh, right after Apollo. Okay, yeah. Man, I haven't seen Rocky 4 and Rocky 3 in ages. I have to go watch. I mean, I used to watch them when I was a kid, just over and over and over.
Oh yeah.
Again. Especially Rocky 4. That was my favorite.
Yeah.
If he dies, he dies. I must break you.
Warner Wolf.
Oh boy,
as well.
Who?
Remember Warner Wolf? Remember Warner Wolf? the sportscaster.
Oh, yeah. Let's go to the videotape. Man. Yeah, I think that was, yeah. You're the best around. Nothing's ever going to... No, that was the Karate Kid, wasn't that? You're the best around.
I think so, yeah. Was it?
Nothing's ever going to bring you down.
If I could change, and you can change.
We all can change.
Look, this is therapy section for us after watching this debacle.
Yeah. But I know who won't be watching Rocky IV on the plane ride tonight. The New Jersey Devils. No Wi-Fi for you.
Mark's question. At Sam, why did Beer Baron not recognize the Hughes family? You said something about it. At American Whiskey. I don't know.
You don't know Beer Baron too well, then.
Yeah.
I think that's the only reason why, Mark. That's classic Beer Baron. Call him up. Dude, the entire Hughes family is at American Whiskey. We have all the equipment there. We just need you to go and press the microphone on. Oh, like an hour later. Oh, sorry, guys, I left. Like, thanks. Thanks. Not even like an immediate text either. It was like an hour later, like after the game started, like. If Nikki was there, that'd be a different story.
Oh, no, if Nikki was there, then we would have a two-hour primetime interview with Ellen Hughes and raising 3 boys that will be, forever in hockey folklore as the Hughes brothers,
Sam and I are going to hear about this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even you remember it was funny because when we did that promo poster for our $500,000 party, and I'm like, the only great pictures we have is the one time Nikki was there that actually took. Those are the ones. Those are the ones I used because everything else couldn't work, but Nikki's.
All phones in this bucket for the full flight. Pass them up. Give me your earbuds. Everything. Put them in here. You can get them afterwards.
Just like in A Christmas Story when they had those the thing in the mouth, those fake teeth, and then she held out her hand and everybody. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was just trying to make.
But again, I will. We will say, listen, it's hard to play back-to-back games like that on the road, but their performance this weekend, was not good. And they need to realize that these things like this are tests for them coming up in the playoffs. They're not going to have to travel like that, but still, there's going to be adversity that they got to go through and strive through and step their game up and take it to another level when the chips are down. Now, I get it. They've already clinched and everything like that, but you still got a chance to catch the Carolina Hurricanes here for first place in the Metro. And you also don't want to get, and you don't want to get leapfrogged by the Rangers either.
Yeah.
So they do have, even though they are already clinched and everything like that, there's still a lot to play for. That positioning is going to be huge.
I like his comment.
They should watch Miracle. Oh, boy. No, they're not allowed any Wi-Fi or anything like that. So, and besides, the CPAP snoring guy and the baby crying will drown out all of the audio. They should make them use those bad airplane headphones, instead of like their own little earbuds and stuff like that. Oh, boy. All right. Lenny said no flights this week. Economy Amtrak to the games. Well, luckily, they are playing at home for the next 2, so they should get a lot of rest and be ready to roll Pittsburgh on Tuesday, Columbus on Thursday, and they don't have to travel that far anymore. Boston is not that far away, and Washington, the end of the season, also is not far away. Those, again, are very, very quick plane rides, and luckily, we don't have any more back-to-backs. We actually have some days off. And after the Boston game, they actually have Sunday and Monday off, which means, they can actually practice, which would be nice too. Because we know the Devils really haven't had any time to do that in this last monster month. And even, man, ever since they came back from their break, they've been playing a lot of games each and every week. They need time to rest, they need time to heal, they need time to practice. So I hope they learn something from this. I hope they see what a good goaltender like Connor Hellebuyck can do to you if you don't come with your full force. And a team like Chicago, man, that game should have been over like the way this game was over tonight. Start of the second period, it was curtains. That Chicago game after the first period should have been like 3-0 Devils. So I hope they take this. I hope they learn from it. Like Samu said, there's growing pains with this young team. But they need to realize that sort of performance, even though they're already clinched, it's not acceptable for a team of their caliber. They are a different level team now. This is not the team. That's what we'd expect from the team like 2-3 years ago. They're a different team now at a different level. So it'll be a test for Nico as a leader. Good thing he's got a Palat. Good thing he's got a Haula to help energize this team. Rest up, boys, because Pittsburgh is coming. They are coming. They are on the brink of being in or out. So they are going to throw the kitchen sink at every single team they face for the rest of the season. Because Florida's a young, hungry team as well, and they're right on their tail. And the Islanders are only a point ahead of them. And I think the Islanders have more games played. Right? I got to look at let me go back and look at, I think the Islanders have, the Pens and the Panthers have one game in hand on the Icelanders. Islanders with 78 because they lost today, 87 points. Pittsburgh and Florida, 77, 86, and 85. So they're going to come out swinging. I don't know who the Rangers play later this week. I know Carolina's got a rather easier schedule. I got to get to my... How the hell do you get to the teams here? This damn NHL app. Okay. Let's see. Who does Carolina got? They got Ottawa, Nashville, Buffalo, Ottawa again, Detroit. That's when we finally catch up. Is next week. Carolina has got a back-to-back. Man, they got hit with some nasty scheduling as well here. But they won. They beat Montreal, and then they beat the Islanders today. But they got two home games left and 4 on the road. Ooh, and they play Florida last game of the season. So they got Ottawa, Nashville, Buffalo, Ottawa, Detroit, Florida. We'll catch up with them game-wise next week. Next Monday is when they play Ottawa, and then they play Detroit on Tuesday.
I'm going to have to start making the premium sausages again. That's when we start winning.
Okay.
Just letting you know, Scotty.
Okay.
Maybe we should
the Italian sausages.
Maybe we should hit up Jamie Langenbrunner.
He's going to be at the Chester show. Well, thank you, Mark. We're glad for you chiming in and having a good time.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. I think Mark's from Switzerland, isn't he? I think he's
Mark is one of our Swiss friends. Okay.
Yeah. We're starting to grow a big fan base out in Europe. Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. I see the numbers. And also Egypt.
Ooh.
Egypt is
okay.
Also,
that hockey hotbed of Egypt? Okay.
Hey, you know what?
Oh, and if Michigan loses Thursday, Luke might be... Ooh, that's something else, yeah. Oh, Paul Marino had the best Boston accent.
Oh.
Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. Paul, where are you going? Going to car.
My car.
Yeah.
Going to car.
My car. Cars in the streets. Oh, you know what's really funny?
A cool guy.
You know what's really
Thank you,
funny?
Paul. If you're listening by any chance, I'm sure you're not. But if you
no,
are,
he
Paul
could
Marino,
be. He could be actually. You know.
Paul, thank you for coming on. It was an absolute pleasure. And anytime you are there in Jersey, please head over to American Whiskey. We'd love to have you back on again.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he'll be back. He'll be back. He and I are in contact now.
We're the official Devils podcast of Rammstein. We're big in Germany? Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. Max, you're from Philly. Then you're, one of my cousins always say, they say I'm going home.
Home
and call you
on the phone.
On the phone. Gonna go home.
Go to Wawa. Hey, you know what? If I had my choice between Wawa and Sheetz, I would go with Sheetz.
Sheetz? What the hell is Sheetz? Is that the Philly equivalent of Wawa or Quick Check?
No, it's more Pittsburgh. It's more of Western PA. So it's
okay. I was like, I never heard of that before.
Wawa. I think Wawa sucks, to be honest. Unless they sponsor this podcast, then I could be definitely swayed. But
well, then yeah, I'll eat a Sheetz sale. I
honestly think Quick Check's much better than Wawa Quick Check.
I like them both. There used to be a Wawa in Middlesex where I grew up, and then it turned to some generic, convenience store. But there used to be a Wawa right on Lincoln Boulevard, and then the Quick Check is right there. No, not on Lincoln Boulevard. Yeah, no. No, it's not on Lincoln, is it? Yes, it is. Right? It was on Lincoln Boulevard, and then the Quick Check is on Harris Ave there. 28 and Harris Ave. And now there's a Quick Check gas station. I found that out when I went. It's always fun when I go back and I'm like, oh, wow, look, that's new. That store's different.
They've been around the gas stations, Quick Check gas stations for a while now. But you're talking about
Take
that.
Schmid to the sheets. Screw you guys. I'm going home. Yeah, I got a lot of cousins and family in the Philly area, so I always get that Philly accent.
Yeah. Well, at least we had fun on this podcast.
We had fun.
After
we had a nice
debacle.
we had a nice little Krausers. Wow. Holy hell. Krausers, man. Where was the last Krausers I know of? That was in Bound Brook, also on 28. That's where you used to be able to go buy cigarettes and they wouldn't card you when you were a kid.
Oh. What Gilmore is saying is there was remember the Meadowlands? Sometimes we would go to Krausers beforehand. I think it was near Route 3 just to pick up some booze. But because it's Bergen County, you can't buy it before 12 o'clock. So it's you got a 1 o'clock. Yeah. You got a 1 o'clock game. And it's 11:58 a.m. and you're holding everything, but you can't purchase it till it's 12 p.m. because of the blue laws.
Yeah, that was the law. That's one
Yeah.
of those weird laws in Jersey. You can't sell liquor before noon on a Sunday, right? I think
Yeah.
that's
Well,
what it was.
it's a Bergen County thing. Like, you know,
No, we used to have that at the
really?
when I know we've told that story. Me and Beer Baron opened that Houlihan's, which I heard closed down on Route 22 in Bridgewater, and they used to do that on Sunday mornings. We couldn't sell like booze till
Really?
like noon. Yeah, I remember that. I don't know if it changed or something like that, but I remember because I didn't work there for too long. I would basically like change wherever I worked, like whatever semester of college I was in, because my schedule would change. I'd be like, "Oh, sorry, I can't work that schedule anymore," and I would just like quit and find a different restaurant job, you know. So I was only there for a short amount of time, but I remember that like be like, "Oh, it's Sunday. We got to wait till noon before we can sell these Bloody Marys or whatever the hell it was."
Trousers. Wow.
Out here, dude, in LA, you go to CVS and you can buy whatever you want, like booze wise. You don't have to go to a liquor store.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Like they have booze in every grocery store, everything out here.
That's pretty cool.
I used to have a bodega down the street from me in Weehawken that you could buy beer till like 2 a.m. and stuff like that. Beer and wine. They would stop selling the hard liquor at like 10. And then you could still get beer and wine till 2 a.m.
Yeah. Well, this is what we do here on Devils After Dark. If the Devils get spanked, we try to change the subject.
Oh man, the Woo laws. That's right, Gilmore. The Woo laws. You get fined those Woo bucks. Those are pretty. Those cost double actually when you get fined in Woo bucks.
I'll have to find those Gomez pesos that we used to make.
It's that's that currency, man. U.S. dollar. It's only worth 50 cents in Woo bucks. So you know.
So Mark's asking.
Just when Sam takes a crypto, look out! It's gonna crash. Do I study acting in Beverly Hills? No, I don't. I used to do some theater in college and stuff like that, and sketch comedy and more sketch comedy stuff.
Beer Baron
Hence
used to be
all
a
my
comedian.
Apparently, yeah, Beer Baron was a comedian as well. Either that or he just worked as the maitre d' at the Stress Factory. But apparently, according to him, that means he was a comedian. But that's why you can hear a lot of my bad impersonations, because that's all I can do is bad impersonations.
And Max, what's the step up from Harpoon?
What's a step up from Harpoon? Oh, that's what happened to us tonight. I don't know. What is worse than getting harpooned? And we're gonna have to look up our aquatic hunting.
Stabbed?
I mean, a harpoon is gonna stab you as well. I mean, it's a big knife, and you boom, shoot the harpoon gun.
I've
Gonna be like Jaws. He's gonna go down with 3 barrels. No way with 3. He's not going down with 3. All the way down.
torpedoed.
Smile, you son of a... Oh, torpedoed. Okay. Very nice, Supernova. And Max, torpedoed. There you go. Oh, Joseph. Oh, Joseph.
Analyzed?
Is that analyzed? Is that
Analyzed? Is that... All right, this podcast has gone off the rails.
We got depth charged and torpedoed tonight. That's what happened. And then friggin' Jaws came by and took a chunk. What was the shark's name? Bruce, right? Wasn't that the name of the
Captain
the shark?
Brody?
No. The actual name of the shark
that
they made, the big one. I think they named it Bruce, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
They actually have a big. We have a. right down the street from me, they have the Oscars Museum, and when you're going up the elevator, they have the big like Jaws shark just hanging there. It's not the actual one, but it's a replica of it, but it's like the full size of it. It's massive.
Hey, Scotty, if you look at the camera feed, Mrs. Wu redecorated my set.
Oh, is that why it looks cleaned up? Very nice.
Yeah.
Looks a lot more organized.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like how she has that "I hate Sam Wu" one right above your head too.
Yep.
Is she
No,
trying to tell you something?
actually, she went out. She actually took it down and ironed it, and then put it back. There's too many wrinkles.
Bruce was the shark in Finding Nemo. All right, so I was way off. I could have swore that they named the dummy shark that they built something. I thought it was named Bruce, but who knows? Yeah, we got depth charged. We got torpedoed. Man. Yes, Daryl, that is a Ranger suck sign.
Yeah. Signed by Patrick Elias, Dinas Zubris, and I don't know
Old Zuby.
I don't remember who the other guy. I would like to say David Hale.
Wow. David Clarkson?
No, David Hale. David Hale. Was David Hale number 2? I forgot.
Was he number 2? He might have been.
Yeah, I think it's David Hale.
Slava Fetisov was number 2. I know that.
It was definitely not him. Oh, I gotta watch that ESPN thing, that Beer Baron, when he texted us, was like, "Wow, Lou is a badass. You gotta watch this."
When he snuck the players out of
Yeah.
I think that was on. I just saw it right here. Bruce is the name of the great white shark who is the main antagonist of the Jaws franchise. Boom. Boom. That was the name. Thank you, Wikipedia, for solving all my problems and making me seem sort of smart.
Fake news.
Nerd smart.
Fake news.
Smart.
Fake news.
Was Zidlitsky number 2?
Yeah, but that was before when I made that. That was before he was even on the team.
David Hale. Wow, that's a blast from the past.
Or was he 25?
I thought I thought he was 24 for a second.
That was Lyle Odeline.
David Hale. Oh wow. The hockey player did not come up.
Yeah, it's probably. I think I did look him up one time, and like there's another like author or book writer named David Hale from England.
There's a pitcher, and then there's some congressman or something like that. He played with Calgary, Phoenix, Tampa Bay, and Ottawa. What do you know?
Yeah,
does Hockey DB have his number? He was a first-round pick?
Yeah. Can you believe that?
Holy hell.
Yeah. Lou knew how to pick him.
It doesn't have his number here in the hockey reference for some reason. 65 games played there in that first year. Oh.
All right, I see.
All right,
him,
mate.
But there is a 2 on his jersey, but I can't tell if it's just a 2 or.
Come on, David Hale.
He was
what
25.
number did you have?
He was 25.
He was 25?
Yeah, so I don't think that's David Hale. Who the heck was he?
Who was old number 2? It had to be a defenseman. You sure it was a David? You sure it wasn't Clarkey? Wasn't Clarkey 23? You sure it's not a 23?
No, it's just the number 2.
It's just number 2.
It's Zubris, Elias, was a guy wearing number 2. But when did I make this
Who else wore number 2? It had to be a defenseman.
Oh, this is going to bother me.
No, Colin White was number 5, yeah.
Karl Rakunik? No, but he was 28. This is pathetic.
Number
Surrey? Was it Surrey? No, it's definitely not Surrey. Surrey was long gone.
Yeah. He wasn't there for
Ken Sutton.
Time. Okay. Ooh, Ken Sutton. All right, here we go. Let's see here. Sheldon Surrey did wear number 2. Could it be Darren Quint?
No. It's not from that era.
Oh, no, wait. It looks like David Hale did wear number 2.
He did?
For 1 year, from 2006 to 2007.
That must be him, because that's when did Zubris come?
Right around that time, I believe.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have to...
David Hale, then Malakoff had it. Dan McGillis.
Mike Commodore.
Vitaly Vishnevsky. Wow. Old Sheldon Brookbank. Mark Fraser. Curtis Foster. Zidlitsky. John Moore. There's Fetisov. Sean Brown. Richard Schmelik. Wow. Mike Commodore. Ken Sutton. Woo, baby. All right, so it looks like David Hale had 1 year. 2006, 2007. Oh, did he have a second stint with the Devils? Is that what it was?
I don't know. Maybe. Well, this is probably during preseason, so he was probably doing.
Because it does have
tryouts.
25 listed. It has 25 listed here. Oh, it does have it at the Hockey Reference. Okay, I see where it is now. And then it has 2. So I wonder. That's when he got traded to Calgary. Who else? I mean, someone probably just had 25 at that time, so. Someone must have came along for it. I'll have to look at the 2006 New Jersey Devils.
All right, Scotty.
Cam the Slam, number 25 that year. Yeah, if Cam Jansen came up and said, I want that number, I'd probably give it to him too. So, yeah that makes sense. Yeah,
he's intimidating over the phone, by the
way. All right, let's wrap it up because it's getting late on the East Coast, and I know Sam's got to go to bed. He's got to go sleepy times because he got to get up for work in the morning and everything like that. So I want to thank everybody on the YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch. For hanging out, doing a little Devil's Therapy session tonight. Having, am I going to Power Trip? Ooh, baby, that does look pretty exciting. I wish they add a couple opening bands, but yeah, I'm looking at that, man, especially that Saturday night show with AC/DC. I've got it on right now, and Ozzy. I think Guns N' Roses and Maiden is the first night, and then I think it's Metallica and Tool on the Sunday night. So I'm definitely going to get down there for at least one of those. But, yeah, I was pretty excited when I heard about that. Although it's like the same weekend as Aftershock, so it's like 2 hard rock metal festivals going on at the same time. But whatevs. It's Ozzy and AC/DC. That's not going to happen very often. So, but anywho, neither will GNR and Maiden. So, but thank you, everyone, for all your wonderful suggestions on how we should punish the Devils on the flight home. and for a good laugh. For a good laugh. I think everyone needed it after tonight's game. And yeah, I thought, I don't know who said this, thought this podcast was going to be quick. I was thinking that as well. I was like, well, I was
thinking 25 minutes tops. But you know what? When I put out the podcast on social media, Scotty, I'm just gonna.
There it is. That's the last note I took. 3-0 Jets. Penalty shot for Barron. That's it. I was like, this is going to be a quick one tonight. But you know what? This was a lot of fun. So thank you, everyone, for having a good time, for joking around, and getting through this little droll here, this little back-to-back road trip that the Devils didn't play so well on. Let's refresh. Let's recoup. Let's get some good sleep, guys. And let's come back Tuesday night and be ready to play. Because if they're not, the Penguins will bury them just like the Jets did tonight. They're not going to get away with that like they did against Chicago. So let's go, boys. The Rangers are right on your tail, and Carolina is still in striking distance. Let's finish this season strong, and let's go after that top spot in the Metro. Don't just give it away. But thank you, everyone, for hanging out. True Devils After Dark going on here on this Sunday night edition. Devils lose 6-1. The captain comes through right there at the end with lucky number 13 seconds left. Number 13 scores to keep the non-shutout streak going for the season.
Yeah, and I'm going to tweet out this podcast tomorrow. If you want to listen to our in-depth our 90-minute in-depth analysis of this game, and all it is us talking about Jaws and movie references, and how Torpedo and what Lindy should do to the Devils players on the plane, take away all their Wi-Fi,
take away all their electronics, no Wi-Fi, warm tap water
them.
Only.
Just blindfold them.
No Gato and chill. No Gato and chill on that plane ride home.
No talking.
Yeah.
Listen to this podcast.
Oh, that would be a real punishment for them.
Yeah. You can only use the airline Wi-Fi if you listen to the Let's Go to podcast. I'm sure John Marino's dad is listening in and be like, what did I get myself into?
Well, we love you, Paul, and thank you for coming on the show the other night. And like we said, anytime you're in Jersey, stop by American Whiskey. We'll get you hooked up and take care of you. And it was great talking to you, great meeting you the other night. Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. All right, so I'm going to hit the button. I have to find it, though. It's somewhere on my board. Yeah. See, even I'm off my game. That's all right. That's all right. So we're the Devils. All right.
Tuesday night. We're back, Sam Wu.
Yeah, Tuesday night we'll be back. But we'll report sometime tomorrow, dropping the podcast at midnight. Thank you to everybody tuning in. Devils lose in a debacle 6-1 to the Winnipeg Jets. 6 goals given up is just a number, folks. It's just a number. Till next time, let's go Devils.